Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. 1973 Caboose here with an interesting project I figured I'd try to do. And by the looks of it, it came out okay. Still got to put hand railings on this engine. This was a former Conrail SD45, converted from a low nose to a high nose, and I'm going to probably paint it out in Guilford, put a Springfield terminal markings. But it took me several parts from a couple engines, a little bit of Seaboard Coastline, a little bit of Norfolk Southern, and all Conrail to get this confounded thing completed. But when I get it painted, it's going to look totally different compared to what it is right now. So it's kind of it's got a multiple personality disorder look to it, and it's going to be looking better when I get finished with it. So be watching for further updates. Thank you for watching. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. 1973 Caboose here with the update on the Springfield Terminal SD45 high nose. Got the hand railings on it, front, back, and sides. And short hand railings for the short hooded side. The next procedure is going to be to repaint it over to black to get it ready for Guilford markings. But this is the number of the engine is going to be numbered after the 680. Or maybe 684, depending on which number I want to use. But this is the Springfield Terminal SD45, originally Conrail, with Seaboard Coastline pieces and Norfolk Southern nose with a bell holder on the very front, as you could tell. I hate trying to get it any closer. Try to get it perfect, but things shifted when I was trying to put things together. But, you know, nothing's perfect, not the world even. But this is my latest update. Wait and see what it looks like when the finished product is done. But this is my nscale high nose SD45. It'll be in Guilford soon enough. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. 1973 Caboose here. Here's our finished product, but we haven't been able to completely decal it because we ran out of decals, and I think I still got to put a G in Springfield Terminal and numbers. The Springfield Terminal markings on the opposite side and more orange striping. But this is going to be engine number 680 of the SD45 class that was ran by Guilford. These were former Norfolk and Western units. This is not exactly a former Norfolk and Western, but it had a piece that came from a Norfolk Southern engine, a Seaboard Coastline, and a good 99% of the engine was former Conrail. We're going to try to do down the road is pick up more parts to do another one, including another SD45 to scrounge parts that possibly convert this one. We've taken the hand railings from this engine, used it for this engine. This one, including a coupler and coupler pocket, was used to replace on a Dash 8C in Union Pacific that I have that had a broken coupler pocket, and coupler was missing completely. So this engine became a parts engine. It was a former UP unit, scrapped, basically, for now. But as time comes, this engine might wind up looking like that engine right there. But until more parts and more money comes available to do it, this is probably the only SD45 high nose on the roster that I own. And so far, it's coming out pretty good. But there's still more work to be done on it, and that's the latest on that. And my newest thing that I did is I got two gondolas, one right here. I actually parts from some broken, crappy nscale engines, just shells and assorted piles of junk that I cut up with pliers. I filled that gondola and the one right there, that main central, if I can get the camera to focus in, and made it look like some engines that were just cut up and scrapped going to the steel mill, kind of like the real version, which I remember as a kid seeing parts of locomotives going through that were scrapped from one of the New Haven yards there down in Connecticut. Seeing gondolas full of parts of locomotives, hoods, part of cabs, prime movers, wheels, the whole works. But I figured I'd do a copycat to that. And I did two gondolas. They came out pretty good. And the other thing is I finally got that one pesky Boston and Maine milk car. Used to be only one that operated on this layout. Now it's two. The second one, this guy right here, was only just the shell and frame. Well, I finally scratched up enough parts to put that car back together, so I got two B&M milk cars on my New Haven train, which is this right here, except for the Penn Central unit, but this ain't a perfect world by no means. But this is my latest update on everything. Thank you for watching. Good evening, gentlemen. Good morning, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. 1973 caboose here. With the update, part of my voice is a little scratchy because it's just been one crazy day here in the Berkshires. My latest update is I got the SD45 finally done. Come to find out I didn't have any Springfield terminal decals. Go with the Guilford Rail Systems and the ST initials for Springfield Terminal. And this engine was numbered 680. And now we are official. And the other was the two Santa Fe F units I had on the roster, one of them which I got on Sunday. I painted them both black. I was debating Penn Central. Could not find any Penn Central decals to speak of. So I went with the second option of doing them in New York Central. I got one in lightning stripe, and the other one with the stripes on the nose and just New York Central markings and numbers on the sides. And this is the update on the Berkshire East nscale layout. And my latest load here, it's going to go on a flat car if I can find one big enough, as this smashed up F unit that I got in my travels Sunday. That's going to be a load that's going to go on a flat car going to the scrapyard. The other interesting thing was last year's SD40-2 that I got from a friend down in Connecticut, Josh. It set me up with this for trade of an engine that he wanted that I had. Originally it was a CSX unit, which personally I don't model CSX, but I was looking for another Conrail SD40 to do out in Conrail. I wanted to put the original, the Conrail SD40 that you see here, actually it's a -2. The one that I had rebuilt downstairs that accidentally got smashed to pieces was supposed to have been the one getting this decal, which was applied to a real Conrail SD40. They didn't do this in an SD40-2, but a standard SD40. But this engine is a Conrail, now a Conrail SD40-2, numbered at 6300, and it's buy and hold U.S. savings bonds. They actually had an engine that was done out back in the late 80s to promote buying and holding U.S. savings bonds. And this, the real version to the 6300, was featured in the Conrail volume, I think either volume 1 or volume 2. It's been featured in Rail Pace and the Conrail Motive Power book and several other Conrail books that I know of that showed the picture of the real SD40 done out like this. And this is my latest project. The other is that I got two originally the back one here that's a little more brighter blue was the former Chessie System GP40, now Conrail. Forgive me the way the can opener looks, because that's it was somewhat my stupidity. Didn't realize that they had two can openers facing forward instead of backwards. This right here is a old Concord GP40 in Conrail, number 3060. Haven't tested these engines out yet. I've dug up some couplers out of my junk pile downstairs. So get these two guys going with horn hooks. Come to find out the horn hooks are being phased out for the knuckle couplers, or Cadies as they're referred to by a lot of the big shot model railroaders. I'm still a little old-fashioned. I don't believe in using Cadies on the HO, but I do have them on the nscale layout. Nothing to offend anybody that does happen to use the Cadies. That's what looks like the real coupler that you'd see on the trains in real life. The only thing is that there's no air hose that works on these little model Cadies here. So these are my two newest GP40s in Conrail. My SD40-2 that's in the U.S. savings bond scheme that Conrail did back in the mid to late 80s, actually late 80s, pardon me, and the latest in the Berkshire East. And like I said, with these nicely new nscale cars, I got now, I think, 3 Delaware and Hudson coal hoppers. I'm not sure. I'd have to look and see if I do have a third and fourth one, but I have 2 that are on the layout now, and this is what got me interested when I got this, was this flat car here actually has a load of wood on it, tied down, and then the SD45 high nose. Would you believe I'd never built one of these and actually done it? But that's the latest update on both my HO and nscale stuff. Thank you for watching. Please be free to comment, and do keep the comments clean. I don't mind the viewers commenting, but just don't make any derogatory comments or obscene, stuff, because I will block you. Thank you for watching. Have a good night.